Carlos está no pavilhão do Canadá, na Futurecom 2022. Eu entrevisto o Denis Lambert, da companhia. Denis, is the first time the company is showcasing at Futurecom?
See, it is the first time that we're present here at Futurecom. We're really excited to be here in Brazil. It is the largest market in South America and a fantastic city. So great hospitality from the people and amazing organization. So we're expecting really great things out of the event.
And why and what led you to decide to be at Futurecom?
We've as a manufacturer, we've been active in 90 countries over a decade in selling rural access network RAN equipment for rural areas. But the last 2 years, we've actually changed our structure to deliver this as a service to operators. We've launched it in Africa 2 years ago. It's been extremely successful. And now we're coming over to Latin America to offer this same network as a service model to operators here.
So we are talking about network as a service, right? Is that right?
That is correct. So ultimately, we could be perceived as a turnkey subcontractor to mobile operators, and our fee would be paid by the minute of airtime. So it's a capex free, so no investment required from the operator. While we build, own, and operate the rural network, it's their spectrum license, it's their brand, it's their name, it's their customers. Nobody really knows we exist. We just deliver the service.
And what are Nuran expectations regarding Brazil over the next years?
Hopefully it's not going to go to forecast, but we are expecting to close first deal in Brazil in the next 12 months. We are working in a couple of different approach with operators currently. We really are expecting to be able to set up shop here. The way we proceed is once we have a contract in place, we establish Nuran. So we would establish Nuran Brazil with local employees, project managers, logistics, supply. These are long-term investment. So we basically become part of the country.
And you said you were focused on rural area, which is a huge challenge in Brazil to make the connections gather and not only the satellites. So what is the strategy to expand those connections?
It's actually, there's multiple phases to the strategy, and the difference between how we build a network versus how an operator would build a network is we look at a community one at a time, and we will define a technology and dimensioning for that specific community. So we may have 4G, we may have 5G, we may have 2G in some areas, depending on the population, the requirement, but it's all based on a community at a time. Still, there's a lot of dependency on satellite because so many of the communities are far away, but every time we can use terrestrial type connectivity, we will, obviously.
And we are talking about low frequencies here?
It has to be low frequencies. It's in the best case scenario for the obvious reason that low frequencies do propagate much further away than high frequencies, yes.
And how does the 5G launches in Brazil affect the company, or is this a boost?
From an operator perspective, 5G will consume a lot of the resources, both human and financial, in building the urban and fighting the competition. So this is also why a lot of the regulators here and abroad are imposing rural connectivity for operators if they want to maintain their 5G license, because the regulator does realize that operators will sacrifice the rural space to build up the urban 5G, and this is where most of the money is for them, so you can't blame them for that. This is where we come in. We can help take care of the rural part while they focus on the urban centers.
And it was a rule at the auction, right? So that's what you were betting at.
That is correct, yes, indeed.
So thank you for taking the time to talk with Futurecom.
Thank you very much. Obrigado, Roberta.
E acompanhe todas as novidades da Futurecom na nossa plataforma digital e fique por dentro de tudo que está acontecendo.